Hi there, I'm Amy, practice coach for general practices in the Brady Group. And I wanted to share a weekly tip with you guys this week, something that is I'm faced with quite a bit. And that is, what are patients hearing when they call your office? Potential new patients especially, what are they hearing? What is their perception? Because we all know the main goal is to get them through the door. And so today I'm going to talk about basically 3 offenses, or 3 of the things that I see and hear most often when I get to hear recorded calls, whether it's a secret shopper call or an actual live call with a patient, and I get to hear a whole lot of them. I'm going to share today with you 3 of the main offenses that I hear that we want to try and avoid. The first thing is, make a personal connection. I'll tell you, we are pretty darn good at answering questions and giving information. I mean, a patient may call and say, how much is a crown? And regardless of what your office protocol is for answering that question, we answer it and we move on. But I want to suggest that you take time to make a connection. We can't make a connection without a name. Okay, so you've got to get their name first. If we're going to build a personal connection, if we're going to start to build a relationship, because guys, bottom line, we are in the relationship-based business. If we fail to get their name, we can't do that. I can't tell you how many calls I get to listen to, and we get to the very end of the call, and the person in the dental office has been very polite, has been very kind, has done a great job answering questions, very knowledgeable, but never got the patient's name. And it ends something like this: okay, thanks, or I'll call you back, and really no connection was made. So get their name right out of the chute. Even if the patient is saying, hey, how much is a crown? Or do you take my insurance? Or do you guys do whitening? Put that question on the shelf just for a minute. And instead of just diving right in and answering, saying, hey, great question. Do you mind me asking who I'm speaking with? Sounds like you've been told you need a crown. Tell me more about that. What's going on? I hate that you're having to deal with that. Or in the case of whitening, how exciting. You know, it sounds like you got something special coming up. Tell me more. Make a connection. Begin to learn their story, all right? I'll tell you what, if you're in private practice and you're trying to maintain the integrity of private practices like we at the Brady Group are, then you darn sure better be working on relationships, because the corporate guy down the street has your pants beat in terms of getting them through the door. You can't compete on price, okay? But you can compete on personal relationships. And people make the decisions to spend their time and their resources in places and with people that make them feel good. So if you can't make them feel good right out of the chute by learning their name, building a relationship, repeating their name several times throughout the conversation, then we're already behind. So make that personal connection, okay? Make sure you take time to do that. Now the second thing, dang it, keep it simple. I can't tell you how many times I will hear on a phone call where somebody's basically trying to diagnose over the phone. Don't do that. Probably one of the worst ones I heard was, a patient calling up, yeah, I need to get my teeth cleaned. And by the end of this 10-minute conversation, she had basically, the gal answering the phone had basically diagnosed periodontal disease and told the patient that he was going to need 4 quadrants of scaling and root planing, and it would be expensive. Oh my goodness, don't do that. Another one, and this is really bad, but a patient called up and said, hey, yeah, I've got a broken tooth. By the end of the conversation, the assistant, who happened to grab the phone, had diagnosed a root canal and crown, and the guy says, well, oh gosh, does he do root canals? And she said, well, he does the easy ones. Like, no, don't diagnose over the phone. Resist the urge to start talking technical and going down that road. Keep it simple. Patient has a toothache. Oh no, I am so sorry. Tell me a little bit more about that. We want to take care of you. And by the way, you have called the right place. You are absolutely going to love Dr. Brady. He's awesome. Okay, so take time to build a personal connection, get their story, keep it simple, and then invite them in, all right? Again, getting to the end of some of these phone calls I get to listen to, we're really great at gathering information, giving information, answering questions. We're great at that, but guys, gosh, when it comes down to it, very few of us invite them in the practice. Okay, say you've got a patient that's price shopping. How much is a crown? like we talked about earlier. Great question. Gosh, tell me who I'm speaking with. Well, hey, my name's Bob. Well, Bob, Lee, tell me what's going on. It sounds like someone told you that you need a crown or you're looking for a crown. What's happened? Well, I had an old filling and I broke a tooth. I was just eating soft bread. That's kind of how it usually happens. And I'll be darned, this tooth broke off, and my dentist told me I need a crown, but it's really expensive. Well, gosh, tell me if we could maybe get you in and take a look, and I'll bet I could even talk Dr. Brady into not charging you for a quick visit. I know we could give you really accurate information. How about today or tomorrow at 2 o'clock? Okay, get them through the door, invite them in. Don't get in a battle of, we don't quote fees over the phone. And if we're going to give you accurate information, you need to come in and see the doctor and have an exam. Don't do that, okay? Again, if we've made a personal connection, if we're keeping it simple, we're not getting bogged down in details in what we call the 3 Ps, the parts, the process, and the procedures of dentistry, and we're keeping it simple and we're getting them through the door, guys, you're going to do so much better. You're going to get so many more of those new patients through the door. Okay, even insurance, boy, this is a big one, and this is kind of a bonus today. I didn't plan on talking about this, but right now I know PPOs are kind of eating everybody alive, and some of you have made the decision to maybe resist that urge or even wean off of some of those PPOs that are taking you for a ride, and you're just not getting reimbursed what you're worth. And good for you, by the way. But along with that comes a big transition where we've got to learn to communicate to patients how we're handling that and what's going on. And, the big question is, do you take my insurance? And by the way, don't be the first person to bring up insurance over the phone. That's another big thing, okay? I was trained, when I worked in the dental office before I knew any better, I was trained right out of the chute to ask the patient, what insurance do you have? Or do you have dental insurance? Okay, right then we're setting the tone that we're about in insurance. That's what we're about. Okay, I'm not telling you to avoid insurance, but I am telling you, don't be the first one to bring it to light and talk about it. Let the patient bring it up. Okay, and then if you're like me in going through this same transition, when someone first told me this, I thought, well, that's not going to work because, then they're not going to bring up their insurance and they're going to come in and it's going to be a disaster. Guys, if it's important to them, they're going to bring it up. Trust me, I can tell you from personal experience, they're going to bring it up. Let's just not make it the highlight of our conversation. Okay, and so when they call and say, do you take my insurance? Then again, just like the crown shopper, I would put that question on the shelf. Hey, we work with lots of insurance companies. Do you mind me asking who I'm speaking with? Bob? Bob, it sounds like you're looking for a new dentist. Tell me more. Make a connection, okay? Don't just get caught up in answering questions. You know what's amazing is that question that we as an industry have trained our patients to ask, do you take my insurance? When we can put that on the shelf for a minute and build a connection and start to get their story and they begin to trust us and they begin, we show an interest and we're genuinely curious about them, that insurance question, it's kind of, not up here in importance or priority like it was when they first called. It's kind of down here now. All right. Is it going to come back up? Absolutely. Okay. And when it does, you're going to handle it. And by the way, next week on our weekly practice tip, we're going to talk about specifically how to handle that insurance question, especially for those of you who are working on weaning off of insurance. I'm going to give you some tips and some ways you can do that. So I hope this was helpful. Again, your goal is to get them through the door. And if you don't get their name and they don't feel a connection, they're just probably going to call the next person on the internet. Thank you very much. And so my hope is that you'll take these 3 things to heart and really learn to implement them. If I can help you, I hope you'll give me a shout. Amy@BradyGroupLLC.com is where you can reach me. 800-592-7239. Again, I'm a practice coach, practice guide. I work with a lot of different dental practices all over the world, really, and we help them to have better systems, help them to communicate with their patients better so that everybody can be happier. I want to tell you about a couple of things we have coming up, which are really cool, or a couple of things that you can be a part of if you'd like a little bit more of this. One is our online learning. Okay, we have exclusive videos for our Brady Group members that are all access members that have access, full access to those videos indefinitely, or as long as they're a Brady Group member. They are training videos, case acceptance training videos. We have 9 of those, from the phone call all the way through to financial arrangements. And then we also have several topical videos that talk about fee shoppers and insurance and communication among the team and all kinds of different things. You can gain access to all of those videos and all the printable training tools that accompany those for 60 days for basically a discounted price. That's normally $2,000. If you go in and do use our code FB Live, Facebook FB Live, to that link that you can request from me, then you can actually get half off. So you have access, complete access to what our all access members have access to in terms of videos and training tools for a full 60 days. You can even make 2 monthly payments on that. And so that's one option that's awesome. And again, email me if you'd like the link to be able to get that Facebook Live special, amy@bradygroupllc.com. The other thing that I'm really excited about, we have a flagship meeting every year. We have it twice a year. It's called our Mission Possible. And this is an exclusive team training event that our members come to. And I'd love to invite you guys. And I want to let you know we have had our early bird pricing. This is an event that we're holding in Phoenix, Arizona. It's November 28th through November 30th. Doctors arrive at 2 p.m. on Wednesday the 28th, and we have a doctor's closed door session from 2 to 5. The team joins you from 5 to 8. And from 5 to 8, they're with us. And then all day Thursday, the team's with us. And Friday until noon, the team is on with us. And so our Mission Possible is fantastic. We talk about everything from how to schedule properly for profitability to how to communicate as a team effectively. We spent a whole day on Thursday about case acceptance and that whole process and what that looks like. And so we would love to have you join us in Phoenix. $24.95 is what non-Brady Group members typically pay for this, and you may have been getting some of our emails or seen it on social media. Our early bird pricing of $9.95 ends October 1st. And so, you know, if you're in the Phoenix area, or even if you're not, we have doctors coming from Arkansas, we have doctors coming from Idaho, from all over to attend Mission Possible. You know, the time is winding down where, you know, our early bird pricing of $9.95 for your entire team is going to expire. So hope you'll take advantage of that. We would love to see you in Phoenix and spend some time with you. And so whether you're more about online learning and want to be able to provide some resources and tools for your team in the office, and it's difficult for you to leave, or you're looking for an opportunity to get away with your team and do some bonding and really reconnect and set some fantastic goals for 2019, Mission Possible is the event. So I hope you'll join us. Again, if you want information on either one of those directly, please email me, amy@bradygroupllc.com, or you can call me. That's my direct line, 800-592-7239. Thank you guys for listening in. It was fun to share, and I look forward to sharing next week. See you then. Bye-bye.